Warriors win it 119-102. In Minnesota, the Warriors and T-Wolves and Christian Laettner fights for the board and then feeds Glass for two. Michael Williams had a triple-double in this game, dishing to Chuck Person. Person had 27, but Williams 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. Hardaway gets it to Alexander for the Warriors, but the T-Wolves win it. Gerald Glass, the reverse off the glass to stick it.
Stanley Roberts and John Hot Plate Williams, they combined to weigh about 600 pounds. What do you think? Williams filling the lane, can't quite get enough to dunk the ball, but Stanley Roberts knows how to throw the ball down. Another new Clipper, you'll see a lot of Mark Jackson with a nice pass to Ken Norman. Norman had 20 in this game. And Chris Mullin made an appearance, and he didn't miss a beat, drilling the three. Mullin with 19. Time running out on the third. Keith, Mr. Jennings lets it fly. It's good. Warriors by 4 after 3. Norman missing the slam. Billy Owens now to Tim Hardaway. Is this a shot or a pass? It's a pass, of course, to Gatling. Gatling had 21. And this one was Warriors 122 to 116. 17 of Gatling's 21 points came in that second half. In Fort Worth, the Mavericks facing the...
was on the Dream Team. Tim Hardaway was on the All-Star team. But it was Billy Owens who led the Golden Team over the Jazz with an acrobatic 29 points and 13 boards.
Dressed up for the home opener. Looks a little like Alexander Monday. Laker coaches are always dressed to the nines. Third quarter, Anthony Peeler practically undresses Hardaway. Hardaway had just 5 points through 3 quarters. The Lakers the lead. Fourth quarter in command. Threet with the jumper plus the foul. 88-75 Los Angeles, but the Warriors rally. Look at Mullin. Throw it up and in. Golden State down just 4. Then they cut the lead to 2. And here Hardaway with a 3-ball, and that goes. Warriors up 104-103. Again, they were down one time running down. Hardaway, the crossover dribble, he does it so well. It's 106-105 Golden State. The Lakers go to Byron Scott. 14 seconds left, and look at that clutch shot as Randy Fund and the Lakers escape with the victory. Sadale Threet had 26, Scott and Worthy each 18. Tim Hardaway missed 14 of his first 16 shots, but had the big 3. He finished with 14. Sacramento trying to go. Golden State and Cleveland going at it. Tim Hardaway going to Billy Owens, who stuffs it. Owens had 30. The Warriors an 8-point lead. Fourth quarter here. Mark Price down the lane with the foul on the basket. 3-point play. It's a 2-point Golden State lead. Then tied at 106. Brandon, as regulation runs down in overtime. Price to John Williams. Watch Latrell Sprewell come across the lane to reject the shot. Then Price can't hit. Then Brandon can't hit. So we go to double overtime in the second OT. Tim Hardaway on the break in over Larry Nance. He had 35. Warriors have the lead, but the Cavs go at it. Williams fights the double team. The shot off the mark, but Mike Sanders follows. Cleveland by 2. Warriors with a chance to tie. Billy Owens forced to change his shot because of Larry Nance. Cleveland leads the league in block shots. Then under 10 seconds to play, Sanders the clinching basket. And in a wild double overtime finish, the Cavaliers win it. Cleveland's advantage clearly off the bench. Listen to this. Cav reserves outscore Golden State reserves 60-15. They out-rebounded them 25-10 and had 13 assists compared to none. Mark Price 0 for 7 from 3-point range within 1 miss of the NBA record owned by Michael Adams. Other action, Utah going against the
losing streak. It looked good for the Heat early. Cole the miss, Sally the slam. Warriors trail by 4 at the half. Sally still playing well, blocking. Hardaway, Rice getting the rebound. Finds Willie Burton, who makes the nice move here, Willie. Heat by 13. Warriors turn to Keith Jennings, the 5'7" rookie. Jennings, the drive in the middle. Jennings, the 3. But don't forget about Tim Hardaway nailing the long bomb as the buzzer sounds, tied at 88 after 3. In the fourth, Jennings with one of his 2 key threes in that quarter. Mr. Jennings signed as a free agent, played in Germany last year with a big game, a career-high 22 points. Remarkably, it was only the second time the Warriors have beaten Miami in 11 games.
Lister guarding Shaq to start, but everyone would get a shot at hurting Shaquille. How about Tyrone Hill poking the Shaq in the eye? Then Byron Houston, of all people, gets a block on Shaquille O'Neal. Still, the Shaq had 12 points in the first half. Then it was time for Timmy Hardaway. The crossover dribble beating Scott Skiles. 12-point lead for Golden State at one point. But it got serious and unhappy. Billy Owens here injures his ankle, had to leave the game, and then the Shaq would take over after Owens leaves the court. Look at Shaq, $40 million and cleaning the floors, too, in the Magic Kingdom. Now he calls for the ball and the cut through the lane on the pass from Nick Anderson. Then Dennis Scott, the dish to Shaq. Watch the pump fake. And then the finger roll. And here, picking up the loose ball, a monster jam, a monster night. 29 points, 16 boards. Nick Anderson also had 30 in this game. Dennis Scott, 25. The trio is averaging 71 points. Orlando wins by 24. They're in first place. And as Gary said, they face the Knicks and Patrick Ewing Saturday night. Now in Texas, without injured center Brad
Dragon, Drazen Petrovic.
Great job by Petro, too, here on D. Oh, gotta love it! Took it right out of his hand. Drazen on the drive. Oh, feed the bully! That's a bada-binga!
Golden State had a big passing night from Billy Owens, 15 assists, the dish to Chris Mullin. And then Mullin to Hardaway, a little hang time over Chris Dudley. And then watch Mullin. High off the glass, the friendly kiss. He had 34. 17 field goals, 17 of 28 from the floor. Hardaway, 27 points, 15 assists. The Nets' third straight home loss. Derek Cole.
BJ with the J. No good, but that's okay. Michael's there to clean it up and put it back. Also starring the other dream teamer on the court. Not just Scottie Pippen, but Mullin, too, the rainbow jumper. And then runs off his man and hits the J. Mullin had 20 at the break. The Warriors up 2. Second half, Jordan gives Chicago the lead with a 3. And more Michael. Backing down Jeff Greer, whoever they put on him. Couldn't stop. Who can stop that? Bulls by 7. Now, it's Michael on the other end. Defensively. Trying to stop Mullin, but he doesn't stop the runner off the window. The Warriors within 1 late in the game. But Michael says, my turn, takes over with the jumper. Jordan on this road trip on fire, averaging 42 on the West Coast. And the Bulls win again. What a surprise. They scored 12 of the last 15 to win by 9. MJ just 49 points. Third straight game over 40. He's averaging 35 per for the 9-2 Bulls. Mullin had 32. Golden State still the only team in the league without a win at home.
Trying for its first ever win at Golden State. The beat-up Hornets again without Kendall Gill and don't get Johnny Newman back until January, but they did have Alonzo in the middle against center Victor Alexander. The Warriors with their 7th different starting lineup this season, and Mourning ready to take it to him in the middle. He wants the ball and Muggsy Bogues delivers. One of his 10 assists. Nice pass. 14 points for Mourning. End of the first quarter. Off the miss. Mullin just throws it up there, and wow, nice shot. That got Mullin going. Here he hits the jumper. He had 26 for Golden State. Throws up the 3 ball, and that goes. Then Hardaway working on Bogues, and that dribble, that crossover dribble, enough to get him to the hole. The Hornets still up 1 at halftime. Third quarter. Larry Johnson telling Hardaway, watch me when it's money time. Muggsy gets it to LJ, and he's alone for the slam. 61-60 Charlotte leading. Warriors start running as well. Hardaway to Sprewell to Tyrone Hill with a one-handed stick. Tight game. Who would take over? Hardaway, Owens, Mullin. It was Chris Gatling. That's right, Gatling with the lay-in to give the Warriors the lead. Then the fake, and he scores it. The Warriors by 8 after 3, but in the fourth quarter, here comes Larry Johnson, tough in the lane. Down by 3, he gets the Hornets to within 1, and then LJ spots up and hits a career-high 36. The Hornets, a 1-point lead. They lead by 3 when Golden State had the ball. Hardaway passes down low for the 2. They needed 3 to tie, and that's why Don Nelson is steamed, because Charlotte gets away with a 1-point victory. By the way, Larry Johnson made 18 consecutive free throws in the game.
18-109. Last night in Golden State, Shaq attack in full force. O'Neal bats as a defender and jams at home. 17 points for Shaq. Latrell Sprewell, trying to be like Mike, hits the reverse lay-in. Second half, Chris Mullin makes a great pass to Sprewell, who hangs on the rim with the jam. Warriors win 119.
Smith's getting the fortunate bounce 5 times on the rim, and then it goes. He had 10 in the first quarter. Hardaway feeding Latrell Sprewell. The Warriors trailing by just 1. Then the Pacers go on a 16-4 run. Detlef Schrempf had 36. He hates when that happens. The only suspense of the night, Schrempf going for his 21st straight free throw. It would have been a new NBA record. He, of course, misses the record set to earlier in the evening by Dominique Wilkins, as we mentioned.
Milwaukee's lost 4 in a row. They continue a tough 5-game trip at Golden State on Thursday night. 2 struggling teams. Don Nelson put a tie back on. Would he get a win out of it? Oh, he had to be pleased with this combination. Mullin to Hardaway. They go coast to coast, and Tim takes it past everyone and takes it to the hole for 2. What about the rookie, Latrell Sprewell? Went to Alabama. He played for the Crimson Tide. The easy dunk for Sprewell. Back come the Bucks. Mayberry to Blue Edwards for the scoop. Milwaukee led by 7 at half. In the second half, Day to Blue Edwards, and would the Warriors lose again? Well, no, they would come back with a huge end of the game. Hardaway for 3. He had 14 of his 31 in the final period, of his 29 in the final period. Golden State winning 114-102, scoring 15 of the last.
And the Warriors, first half, Sprewell starting the break. Mullen has it. Look at this pass to Tim Hardaway for the lay-in. The Warriors up 5 at halftime. Larry Brown looking for maybe a sixth man or possibly a sixth coaching change. Another job for him. Second half, Harper to Stanley Roberts for a major stop. And then Danny Manning in trouble here, it looks like, falling down, just a one-handed push that goes. Hardaway, his 2,500th career assist to Chris Mullen, and the Warriors beat Larry Brown and the Clippers 109-90. So Mullen and Hardaway scored 27 each. Manning.
Talk about help from your friends. Watch Kenny Norman get a boost to the goal by Loy Vaught. Golden State up 1 in the third when Chris Mullen gets tossed from the game for arguing. Do not read his lips. Fourth quarter, Golden State leads by 8, but not for long. Harper the 3. The lead would get down to 2 points, and the Clippers go to Danny. Pulling some miracles is Manning. Game tied at 106. Warriors scrambling. Time running down. Latrell Sprewell to Jeff Grayer. Gets it up, and it's a 2-point lead. But the Clips right back. Mark Jackson, the free throw line jumper. Tied at 108. Last shot time to win. Grant. No, and we go OT. And in the extra session, it's Grant redeeming himself. The Clippers would take as big as a 6-point lead. But Paul Pressey, the former assistant coach, to Hardaway. The Warriors by 1. Time running down. Mark Jackson has it. If it's in, they win. Didn't go in, they didn't win. Golden State wins by 2, sweeping the home and home for the first time in 17 seasons against anyone. Against Golden State Dream Team get together. Barkley and Mullen and Charles takes it from Chris. Barkley scored the first 15 for Phoenix. Unbelievable. But Mullen would answer. Here's Chris with the 3. It rips cord. Warriors by 6 after 1. Second quarter. Cedric Ceballos, the miss. Barkley, the putback. Remember that. We'll refer to it again later. How about Mullen one more time? Hits a 3. The Suns by 6 at the break. To the fourth quarter. Chambers miss. Barkley in the paint. Gets it back. Puts it up. Score it with 1. The bank was open. Mullen another 3. He had 7 threes and 34 points. Game tied. Ceballos missed. Barkley followed. What a game for Barkley. 35 points, 16 boards, a 10th straight win for Phoenix by 2. That ties a franchise single-season record.
Which it is as far as Sharunas.
Tim Hardaway can't put it into words, but he's glad Sharunas Marshallonis is back. Marshallonis looking quite good after missing 24 games. Then he shows he hasn't lost a step. Look at this guy run. Long layoff, no big deal. Marshallonis showing some moves here, picking Walter Bond's pocket, getting another 2. This one was all Warriors. Sharunas with 12 points in 19 minutes in his first game back after being injured in the offseason. Show for mom and dad in the audience. The game was wide open, just the way Chris Mullen likes it. A 3-pointer for him. Warriors by 11 after 3. Don Nelson telling his team 1 quarter to go. The Spurs would come back, though. Avery Johnson fine. Who else? The Admiral. 32 for David Robinson. Antoine Carr firing up the crowd. The Warriors were down by 1, 33 seconds left. Mullen gets the hoop, and he's fouled. Warriors up by 2. Dale Ellis comes back and fires from his favorite spot, the 3-point range. 1 of 4 for Ellis. Spurs by 1. Lucas thinks he's a player again. Look at that enthusiasm. A guy who's great at finding a way to win. Chris Mullen, with 8 seconds left, puts in the go-ahead bucket. The Spurs still have a shot, but they couldn't get a shot off. So Golden State hangs on, and Lucas loses to the team he once played for, his first loss in 4 games. The Warriors sure did the job on Sean Elliott, the NBA Player of the Week. He fouled out and just finished with 12 points. Golden State is on a roll. They've won 9 of their...
Don Nelson says, hey, let's somehow contain Akeem Olajuwon. Not here. 19 first-half points for Akeem. He had 25 in the game. But Tim Hardaway lit it up, the turnaround jumper that goes, and then he drives the lane, the crossover dribble from the assist. Chris Mullen to Hardaway. Hardaway hitting 12 of 20 from the floor. He had 23 in the first half and helped Golden State pull away in the second half. Mullen takes over. Nice fake. Robert Horry just kind of hanging out there. Mullen splitting the defense off the cushion. He hit 13 of 20 from the floor. This the fadeaway. 22 points in the second half for Mullen. as Mullen and Hardaway combined to shoot 25 for 40, 32 for Hardaway in the game and 29 for Mullen as the Warriors win their 4th straight. Hardaway also with 14 assists, and good news is recently activated Sarunas Marciulionis scoring 20 off the bench. Good news for the Warriors as they win and have him back. In Charlotte, the Bulls.
Quarter action we go. Marciulionis with a nice pass to Tim Hardaway, who never misses with a reverse lay-in, does he? Hardaway with 27. Then Olajuwon making his presence felt as usual. 2 blocks on Grayer. Then Hakeem here tries to block Alexander by putting his hand through the hoop. You can't do that. Alexander stuffs it. Hardaway doing it all this time from three-point land. Then defense. What defense? Look at that. The steal and then the unselfish pass to Sprewell. 27 points, 13 assists for Hardaway. Hakeem's team struggling again. The Warriors make it 2 for 2 over Houston this season. It was their 5th straight win overall, while the Rockets drop their 5th in a row. 4 straight wins.
Playoffs of last year. Look at Latrell Sprewell. Hang on and go around everything to get it in past Sean Kemp. What a great goal there. Closing seconds, first half. It's Hardaway for 3. Really high and really in. 6-point Warrior lead at the half. Hardaway at 30 in the game, but Payton the spinorama. Gary through the lane for 2, and Don Nelson unhappy. His team was down 4 in the 4th. This not a replay. This is Payton spinning through the lane again for 2 more of his 20. And Seattle playing terrific at home. 15-1 at home, best in the NBA. Winning by 10. Nate McMillan off the bench.
No, not at all. It was a big night for Chris Mullen. Mullen finds Chris Gatlin for the J. 19 points for Gatlin. Mullen again. This time he takes it himself. Why not? 24 for Mullen. Warriors never trailed in this game after the first. Time running out in the game. Tim Hardaway's last-second heave. He's so good at this. Look at this. He only had 17 points, but everyone's going to remember that shot. Warriors win this one easily. 119-105. That's 11 of 12 lifetime for Golden State against Miami. They're now 6-0 in Oakland. Warriors, who started the season 5-10, are just a half game behind the Lakers for 4th place in the Pacific. The Knicks action against Golden State. Tim Hardaway with 2 of his 30. Warriors by 10 at the half. It was a rough night in the Pistons beginning in the 3rd quarter. Bill Laimbeer does get the rebound here, but he can't find the bucket, not once, twice. Bill not looking like Bob Lanier there. Mark Aguirre then shooting the 3. Watch Dennis Rodman. He has been awesome off the boards. Gets the rebound, puts it back. 26 boards, 12 points for Dennis. 4th quarter, Mullen drilling the 3. Mullen with 32. Warriors win this one by 4. They've now won 7 of their last 8. 32 points by Dumars couldn't prevent Detroit from losing their 2nd straight at the pack.
On your birthday, come on. But he was effective when he played. He goes by Chris Mullen for the reverse lay-in and the foul. Vintage Dominique. But he would leave the game in the 2nd quarter with a cut over his left eye, and he wasn't happy about it. Billy Owens, meanwhile, returned for the Warriors. Goes right by Adam Key for the slam until in the 2nd quarter, Owens would re-injure his left knee. Watch the knee with the brace on it. Owens is going to be out an undetermined amount of time again. Says he needs to see the doctors and figure things out. He had 10 points. Warriors led in the 3rd quarter by 9. Tim Hardaway with a great shot in the foul. Hardaway 14 points, 18 assists, but Atlanta too tough. Wilkins, the Neek, on his birthday, drills the 3, and he's 33 and gets 28 points. Many happy returns of the day. By the way, the Warriors have
67 for the Unis when the Sixers beat the Warriors to win it all, and they were the San Francisco Warriors then. It's Tim Hardaway at any time in any era. Good player, 9 assists and 2 of his 25 points there. Warriors by 2 at the break. 3rd quarter, Sarunas Marciulionis lighting it up. 12 of 18 from the field. In all, 34 points to pick up the slack. Sixers down 1 in the 4th, but not for long. Clarence Weatherspoon, who's guarding them. Sixers up 1. Jeff Hornacek the 3. Sixers by 4, and Nelly in trouble, and he knows it. Nice pass to Weatherspoon. The Spoon had a big game. As a matter of fact, Hornacek, Weatherspoon, and Dawkins picking up the slack for Hersey Hawkins, who was out with an ankle injury. The threesome combined for 85 points. Golden State.
Hoping that would be the answer. And to look that way, Detlef, the great alley-oop to Dale Davis. Pacers shot 62% in the first half, and that sure disgusted Don Nelson. Pacers good passing. Smits to Schrempf. Schrempf with 20. Pacers by 11. Don Nelson can't believe it. 3rd quarter, Pacers only scored 18. Pooh Richardson, a horrible pass here. And Sarunas Marciulionis dishes to Sprewell. Warriors led by 4. Sprewell with 21. 40 seconds left. Warriors protecting a 1-point lead. Reggie Miller, the play of the game, the steal. And, of course, Miller does not miss. Pacers win it. That was the winning bucket. Miller time in Indiana, that is for sure, as they send the Warriors to their fourth straight loss.
Who were in Golden State. Spud the nice feed to Rod Higgins for the hoop. Spud again drives the lane, swatted away by Chris Mullin. That typical Mullin court smart. The Hardaway bounce pass. Latrell Sprewell the jam. 55-55 at the break. Second half, the Warriors on the break. Hardaway to Sarunas Marciulionis. Bounce pass to Sprewell for the jam. But the Kings would come back. Walt Williams inside to Dwayne Coswell. Score it with one. Williams at 24 points. Kings up 4. What are the Warriors thinking here? Tim Hardaway inside rebounding position late in the game on a key free throw. Well, Williams obviously 8 inches bigger, going to get the board against Don Nelson's team. And Wayman Tisdale in the vest there with his coach Gary St. Jean. They're happy as they win 111-107.
Pizza night thing again. Karl Malone more interested in the hoop. He had 30. Warriors leading by 2 into the first half. Hardaway will double clutch the three-pointer, and wow, he hit it. 5-point lead at the break for Golden State. The Warriors extend the lead. Look at Sarunas Marciulionis, 18 points for him. The lead cut to 1, but Tim Hardaway drives, gets the basket and the foul. 120 was what they needed to hit for the free pizza.
Here's Latrell Sprewell, Seguin, they get the pizza. This guy here needs one.
They were at 119 until Sprewell hit the free throw. Golden State also.
Latrell Sprewell, who hit all 5 of his attempts from the field. There's a 3, and then Drexler responding with one of 18 three-pointers in the game. Chris Mullin adding to it. Not to be outdone, Terry Porter, who scored 25. Look at Mullin, the dribbling by crazy, leaving Drexler in the dust. Then it's Hardaway time. Gets the reverse layup and the foul. What a play. Then, check this out, the bird-like pass by Mullin to Grayer. Goaltending. Blazers, however, know to rely on teamwork. Porter between the legs to Drexler for the jam. Worth another look. Now that deserves an SB. Don Nelson can't stand to see it again. Blazers win this one by 10. They stay focused. They win their 6th straight. Portland has now scored 402 points.
Hosting Denver in the first half. The rookie from Alabama, Sprewell, in midair. Gets it to go, and then Chris Gatling, who had 17. Nice move, the left-handed shot. Sarunas Marciulionis, a big second quarter, had 18 points and helped the Warriors out to a 62-38 lead at the break. Chris Mullin adding to it. 13 points in 24 minutes. Looks like he jumped off the wrong foot, but got the jumper anyway. And then Tyrone Hill, Sprewell slam dunks it, tomahawk style. Mullin, Hardaway, and Sprewell enjoying some free time. The Warriors are opening quarter. Tim Hardaway going to take it in over Todd Day. Hardaway with 7 in the opening session. Bucks respond. Murdoch, the nice assist to Todd Day, who had 23. The Razorback connection. Alvin Robertson back in the lineup today. Bucks up 54-42 at the break. Third quarter, 3-ball from Hardaway. Here comes the run. He had 20 points, and then another 3. The Warriors within 2. Milwaukee hurting. Fred Roberts okay, though. In the third, Lee Mayberry, the hoop, and he's fouled. He had 17. And then Day operating the pass off Hardaway, and he scores it. Tough one for Don Nelson as Milwaukee. It's 6th straight road loss. Out with a hyperextended knee, only the 4th game he's missed in 6 seasons. Anthony Mason going after it and scoring, plus a foul in the face of Chris Gatling. Michael Dokes watching the game. He's been watching more basketball than he's been training, it looks like. Starks lighting it up. Mason misses, and here comes Starks, who scored 16 of his 30 in the third quarter. And Chris Mullin, a little awkward here, but he always seems to find the hole. 23 points. He had 12 in the third. The Warriors had a 3-point lead. Fourth quarter, though, inside Charles Smith, who played center for Ewing. The rebound and score. And the Knicks take it 105-101 at center.
Don Nelson considering those retired jerseys above the Garden, and with Mullin out indefinitely, Nelson going back to the slowdown game, maybe pre-clock, as they ran it down as often as possible. Jeff Grayer using that to score over the Celtics. He had a dozen in the first half, 20 for the game. They were totally outmanned by the Celtics, who had a much bigger lineup. Kevin Gamble had 20 slicing the lane. The 1-point lead ballooned big in the second half. McHale towering over their inside strength, couldn't get it to fall, but D. Brown comes springing in for the follow, and Boston was just getting started. Nelson's Warriors kept making runs at them, including this wraparound by Sarunas Marciulionis, but the house Alexander repossessed by Robert Parrish, and Nelly's team with the smaller lineup, 87-82. It's the first time in 2 years.
Atlanta, the Hawks starting a 6-game road trip, and look at Tim Hardaway. What a show he put on. First to Jeff Greer, then behind the back to Latrell Sprewell, and the Warriors up early. But this gets you up and in the game. Kevin Willis off the alley-oop, a beautiful finish. Hawks down 6 at the half. Then Snoopy Graham takes over in the second half. Hits the three. Then watch this by Snoopy, the highlight of the night. Throws it without even looking. All the way, it's a touchdown. To Mookie Blaylock, closing it out. Atlanta goes by the Bay and says bye-bye, beating the Warriors by 11. Wilkins and Willis had 62 of Atlanta's 120.
With a big night, 26 points, 19 rebounds, 7 assists. It was a game of runs. Sabalas uses all of the rim. Phoenix on a 17-4 run. Suns let Golden State back in it. Bushler with a putback. Warriors cut the lead to just 6. But in the third quarter, Golden State very sloppy. Mark West takes the loose ball up to KJ, way ahead to Danny Ainge. Golden State by 12. But Ainge was awesome from the outside. How awesome? How about 7 3-pointers? A career high, 33 points. The Suns roll right over the Warriors. Ainge shooting a solid 47% from three-point range this year. Hardaway,
Richmond and Slick Duds watching his current and old team play a crazy game. 15 seconds to go in the game. Kings up by 1. Byron Houston forces the steal. Latrell Sprewell, it goes. It's a 2-pointer. Warriors up 1. Inbounds pass now. Wayman Tisdale with the dunk, but they called a foul before the play. Gary St. Jean nervously calls a 20-second timeout. Last chance for the Kings. Spud Webb can't get it to go. Warriors win it 111-110. The Warriors outscore the Kings 10-2 in the final 3 minutes to end their 10-game.
Playing, but the Spurs got production from Dale Ellis. The 3 and a foul. It's a 4-point play. But the Warriors would return fire. Latrell Sprewell, outstanding game. Takes Ellis to the goal for 2. Warriors up 6 at the break, and Lucas wanted better play, and he would get it from Avery Johnson. The alley-oop to the Admiral. David had 27. Then watch this. This is the highlight of the night. Hardaway on the alley-oop is taken away by Johnson. Start the break the other way, and how about a 45-foot alley-oop to the Admiral? What a terrific play, and Luke was fired up. His team was up 3, but back would come Sprewell. He says, what rookie wall? Banging right through it. Another 3. And he rips cord one more time. 15 in the third, 26 for the game. Warriors up 15, showtime. Hardaway missing the 3, but Chris Gatling with the flush. An easy win for the Warriors against the shorthanded Spurs. They win by 21 in all, just the second loss with Avery Johnson. KJ, he will be in the All-Star dunking competition on Saturday, warming up on Thursday with a lot more people in his way. Sean, 9 of 11. A lot of high percentage shots, including this one with some people in the way. Might try that on Saturday, dunking over some people. Then off the run, it was a 12-point lead, but Sharunas and the Warriors would cut it to 2 against George Karl. But then Derek McKee takes over. Slick baseline move. He had a season-high 30. A lot of easy shots for Seattle. They shoot 56% from the field. Another one from McKee. Then on the defensive end with the denial on Gatling. A good one for George Karl as Seattle hits the break with a victory. 4 Sonics over 20 points. Seattle's won 3.
Now the Men of Steel enemies. First quarter, Stockton strikes first with a swipe, and then to Jeff Malone, who led everybody with 31. Hardaway answering with a steal, and then a nice pass to Sarunas Marciulionis, who takes it in for Golden State. Jerry Sloan tossed the last of 7 technical fouls in the game. And in the fourth quarter, Marciulionis, the loose ball to Hardaway to Tyrone Hill. And in the battle of Stockton and Hardaway, Hardaway gets the best of it with 29 points compared to 8 for Stockton. And Golden State gets at Sonics. George Karl praying that he wouldn't run into a red-hot Tim Hardaway. The Warriors undermanned, but Hardaway, great touch pass to Tyrone Hill, and Golden State, Golden at the half by 4. Third quarter, Peyton to Pierce, he pulls up and hits. Ricky had 13 in the third quarter. Baseline off the scramble, he hits the leaner. Hardaway answers. 2 of his 29, and got it to go off the cushion, but then Pierce, 19 in the game. Karl's so bored, he actually ejected in the fourth quarter. It's getting boring for him the way the Sonics just keep winning and moving.